Of course, they lost a lot. Our ancestors lost quite a bit of the original indigenous flavor. First, they lost their language, because when the Spanish took occupation, the official language was Spanish. So you would imagine after a period of time, they would have lost the mother tongue of the indigenous peoples, and then they would have spoken Spanish. And after that, you had the French occupation. So some of them spoke broken French, which we call patois. And then, of course, we had English. So we all speak English today. We try to speak English today. That was the first thing they lost, their language. And then they lost their spirituality, their indigenous spirituality, in the form of their rituals and open practices and so, because they were converted to Catholicism. And through that conversion, of course, they had to practice the Catholic teachings and doctrine. While some of them practiced the indigenous spirituality, as we say, undercover, hidden. You know, they were not allowed to practice this in the open because it was seen as pagan. It was seen as not Christian, and it was discouraged by the authorities. But in recent times, since the 1970s, there seemed to be a resurgence of the First Peoples. There seemed to be a resurgence, and as a result, some of aspects of the original language and the spirituality are being reintroduced and are being practiced by the descendants of the First Peoples of Arima. So the people who comprise the community today, as I say, they are the descendants of those original settlers in Arima. And we have added today to the Santa Rosa Festival a day of recognition, which is held on the 14th of October of every year. And that day of recognition brings together not only the indigenous peoples of Trinidad, but of the Caribbean and as far as North America at times, Canada, United States, and so on. There is an organization known as the Caribbean Organization of Indigenous Peoples, of which 6 countries in the region belong. And Trinidad and Tobago currently holds the chair of that organization. So we are responsible for organizing meetings, conferences, coming together and, you know, talking about issues that affect each of these groups in their respective countries. So this is, in a nutshell, is the Santa Rosa First Peoples community. Where we are here is our space for the time being, our center, where we have a mini museum, as you can see, showcasing the artifacts and the work that we do. But pretty soon we will be heading out about 1.5 miles from this location to a 25-acre of land that the government has returned to us, where we are developing into, again, a First Peoples heritage village. The original allocation of land given to the First Peoples in Arima by the authorities comprised 1,320 acres of land. They lost every bit of it under the British, which we consider to be an illegal act. And of course, we are looking at it and hoping we can attract some bright lawyers to see if there is any need to pursue this matter.